I have seen enough of Anthony Edwards to the point where I believe he has everything it takes to get a championship. And if you put him in any roster, he's going to actually excel and help your team. This is because he's good on defense and he is the best two-way guard in the league right now. But the good part is that he doesn't have to carry as much. He has Karl Anthony Towns, he has Rudy Gobert, he has Naz Reid, which is the two words that everyone in Minnesota lives by, and this team is perfect. In the NBA, there has been a culture change to the point where super teams are being built, like the ones at Phoenix, which completely failed, the one in Brooklyn, which completely failed, and this is what we like to call the Big Three. But have you ever heard about the Big 15? Well, let me be honest with you, that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Karl Anthony Towns talks about his team and why everyone on the team deserves credit, hence the word Big 15.
Everyone talks about, obviously our big three, the me, Rudy, and Ant combo, but we really have a big 15. We have 15 guys who are tremendously gifted at basketball and have the chance to be playing on a lot of teams in NBA. We're just very fortunate that all of us got together on one team.
Karl Anthony Towns is spitting pure facts here. It is a Big 15. It's not just three guys that lead to a championship. It has to be the guys coming off the bench too. And that's where we have to talk about Naz Reid. Do I ever love the way this guy plays basketball? In my last video, a lot of people were talking about, yo, Muvsy, why didn't you talk about Naz Reid? Why didn't you talk about Naz Reid? Because I had to save him for a semifinals game. And this dude went crazy, scoring 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal on, listen to this, 64% from the field. And 14 of Naz Reid's 16 points come in the fourth quarter. And take this into account. Naz Reid scored more points in the fourth quarter last night than Spencer Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent did the entire series. A lot of Lakers fans are crying to that statistic right there. But what makes the Timberwolves so scary, especially for Nikola Jokic, is that they match up so well. They have Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, which are 3 big dudes that you could just put on Nikola Jokic. And when you look at the Lakers only had Anthony Davis. And Nikola Jokic speaks about the adjustments that he has to make in game 2 to win the game. And here's what Nikola Jokic had to say.
What's the adjustment that you can make to Rudy Gobert's length, and not only that, them just rotating 3 fresh bigs on you, for most of the game?
To have a duplicate clone of myself, and then I can be fresh when they sub another guy. I'm going to be fresh. I don't know, my friend. I think that's why they're good. They can play big, they can play small, they can put a lot of guys on a lot of guys, and they're long, physical, they rebound really well. They're aggressive. I'm satisfied with the shots that I took. Some of them I missed, some of them I made. It's a tough game, and they're a really good defensive team.
Jokic was thinking really hard, and at the end he said he needs to make 2 duplicates of himself so we can get the ball moving around a little bit better. But in all seriousness, even Jokic is saying that this team is long and it's very hard to score on them just because of this size and length. And I truly think that these big men helped speed up Nikola Jokic a tad bit more and got him to play out of his comfort zone. Nikola Jokic still had 32, 8, and 9 with 3 steals, but shooting 44%, that's something you don't really see from Jokic quite often. Even after the game, Charles Barkley credited the Minnesota Timberwolves bench, but took shots at the Denver Nuggets bench.
In this game, that we talked about it before the game, the Denver bench, they have no bench. And me and Dirk were talking, man, it's a lot to ask of the Joker to play against them 2 big. And I tell you, give Minnesota some credit. They used the 2 big guys, then they used Naz Reid, then they used Slow-Mo. They were gonna make Joker work, and I'm concerned about the Joker because he's gonna have to play pretty much. I think you gotta play DeAndre Jordan, even for 5-7 minutes or something like that.
But now we move on to the other portion of the video where we talk about Anthony Edwards, which in my opinion I think is the best two-way player in the NBA right now. Just his ability to go out there and not only drop you 43 points but get you 2 blocks and a steal is just crazy elite. Ant had a lot of isolation buckets, his footwork was on point, and his fadeaways looked like a mix of Kobe and Michael Jordan in one. Even after the game, Stephen A. Smith said something very interesting about Anthony Edwards.
You ready?
The champs.
Hell yeah. I'm ready.
That's an answer.
I'm ready. I mean, I'm not the astute Will Bond, the Godfather, but I'm ready. I got Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves winning this series. I mean, I've seen enough. This brother is he is so sensational, it's hard to put into words. I said it before, Will Bond, over social media last week. MJ, Kobe, Anthony Edwards. It's not just about the ability, the 36.35 that he's averaging, 33.5 that he's averaging against Denver this season, the 33.4 he's averaging in this postseason. Right now in this postseason, Will Bond, let me tell you this right now. Fourth quarter in the postseason, he leads the entire league in points at 10.8, 69% shooting from the field, 57% shooting from three-point range, and hasn't missed a free throw in 14 attempts.
Put Anthony Edwards in the same discussion as Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. To be in this conversation at the age of 22 is remarkable. With the footwork and the off-the-court sort of aura that he has, it's just so similar to Kobe and Jordan. They just want to go out there and kill any team in their sight.
Let the opportunity pass. Tell me about your mentality going in.
I told y'all yesterday, or day before yesterday, whatever the last time we played, that I want to kill everything in front of me, so.
And after game one, Stephen A. Smith's like, you know what? I got the Minnesota Timberwolves winning this series. And to be honest, I could see that. The length and even Nikola Jokic going out there saying that the Timberwolves were the hardest matchup that he has ever had to go up against in the playoffs just says a lot. Do I think the Timberwolves are gonna for sure win the series? They're playing against Nikola Jokic. That's all I gotta say. But if they go out there and win game 2 in Denver, oh, it's about to get crazy. They got Mike Conley that can go out there, play make for you and slow the game down. Rudy Gobert that can just be glued onto Nikola Jokic.
You know, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
And Cat that sprays those 3-pointers and finally found a way to work well with Rudy Gobert. And everyone's been clowning the Timberwolves, saying that going out for Rudy Gobert was a mistake. But look who's laughing now. Let me know in the comment section, who do you think is going to win this series? Is it the Timberwolves or is it the Denver Nuggets? And tell me how many games you think this is going. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch y'all in the next one.
If you get a win tonight, that will breed confidence going into those next 4 games against teams in the similar spots beside you in the table.
Where you from, Jim?
Ireland.
I like your accent. It's tough.
Oh.
I want to learn how to talk like that.